they own the filling stations and we own the trucks. So at times, this energy will help us and help them to make sure that all their product has been taken to their stations. Before, we are going independently. They do their own, we do our own. But now with this crisis and this issue of petroleum scarcity, that's why we find it very difficult and so important that we should come together to work in collaboration with the IPMAN. And as such, our consultant, Benham, he has done his best to make sure that these two organizations have signed a memorandum of understanding and collaborate together so that to eliminate a lot of problems that we are facing. At times, we have some problem whereby IPMAN has to come inside and solve our problem. In the nature of their business, they cannot do without the transportation. We are the ones that are taking products to them. And at the end of the day, our misunderstanding makes Nigerians to suffer.
For a country that produces oil and gas, a country that God has endowed and bestowed so much resources in the oil sector with, we have no reason to let ourselves suffer this kind of incredible hardship, and it can't continue. The hardship that we all have experienced in the past couple of weeks, almost 2 months now, is as a result of the gap within the distribution chain. The products are there, but it's not reaching to the nooks and corners of Nigeria. Why is it not getting to them? The owners of these tankers, the owners of the vehicles that move the products and resources from place to place, seem to have lost control of their vehicles and tankers and equipment to those who drive the trucks. The products are being diverted to neighboring countries, thereby shortchanging those of us who live in Nigeria and who own these products. Huge amounts of monies are being dispelled within the industry, yet we are not seeing the results. People have literally hijacked the transportation of petroleum resources in Nigeria. And what we felt is the necessity to bring the petroleum marketers, who are the ones that own the filling stations across the country, and the distributors of these products together to form a synergy to alleviate the sufferings of the masses of Nigerians, to make sure that products reach every nook and corners of the Nigeria, to make sure that the issue of incessant strikes in a country bestowed so much with oil and gas stops, or if not totally, but at least is reduced to a minimal level. Also to work with the government, try and find ways to reduce the problem of distribution and supply of petroleum products all over the country. And you can't do that without having the two principal stakeholders who control 80% of the downstream sector in Nigeria. Their investments and assets within the downstream sector runs into over 10 trillion naira. And you can't have such investments and let drivers and all manner of people control your investments. And additionally, we also want to be sure that the activities of these two giants in the oil and gas industry brings a little more dividends of the economies back to their pockets. Right now, they have literally lost control. They are suffering heavily from taxation by some organizations, I wouldn't want to mention, on their activities. When you have a tanker driver loading and paying in excess of 40-something thousand naira per tanker, what are the costs and what is type of benefits or revenues are the owners of the products deriving from it?
You will agree with me that this country, the mainstay of economy is oil and gas. And IPMAN and at the top, with our investment portfolio in this sector, is running in trillions. The major stations you see, all these tankers you see, these are combined effort of Aditop and IPMAN. Over time, we've not been able to have this kind of synergy. But if you look at the investment, especially in transportation, is huge, because it is a condition that you must have trucks for you to become an independent marketer. And over time, we've been having various people coming to one way or the other. We don't have a clear-cut organization like this at the top, who will now, they are the one majorly involved in oil and gas. You might have NATO, you might have other things. NAPTO, if you look at their article and this, and they are not seriously into oil and gas, is dry cargo, these flat bodies. But these are the owners of these tankers you see. Some of them have over 500, 1,000 trucks on the road. So we must bring all these facilities together and see how we will work together. And that is what we have done. The other day we inaugurated our relationship with them, 24th of March at NAV Center. I believe it will now bring a new horizon in the industry, where we can now discuss our welfare, that of our workers, and by extension, reduce or eliminate incessant strikes in the system.